Hello everyone, welcome back to Coding with Microbit. Today we're going to learn how to code for a fruit keyboard. And before we do so, we need to understand how the setup looks like first. So over here on my screen, I have an image of a fruit keyboard. This is how the setup will be. Microbit will be connected to a set of speakers or earphones. It's also going to be connected to two fruits, a banana on pin P1 and an orange on the ground pin. Now, for this to work, we are always going to hold onto the orange and we will press the banana, which is connected to pin 1 at different timings. Okay? Whenever we press the banana, so that means on pin P1 press, we will make a sound come out from the speaker and at the same time have a little LED icon appear on the microbit. Okay? So on pin P1 press, on banana press, sound plays, LED shows. Okay, we're going to do the coding for this, so let's bear in mind that everything works with pin P1 press. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to Make Code with Microbit. Let's start on the coding for this. Create a new project. We're going to call this project Fruit Keyboard. Don't forget to also add your name at the back. Alright, and we're going to delete the two starting blocks first. I'm going to walk you through the coding, thinking, and doing process, so at least you understand what you're doing. Okay, now we're going to do things very simple first. Input on pin P1 press. Remember, pin P1 is where our banana is connected to, so every time we press the banana, we press pin P1, and that will activate not only our LED, but also the sound. So we're going to pull out the LED and sound blocks now. So on pin P1 press, I want to basic show an icon. I'm going to choose one of the preset icons. I'm going to choose that of a music note. This icon choice is entirely up to you. Okay, and I'm going to play a set of music notes. I'm just going to choose one actually. Play tone. I'm going to choose a different note. Let's try low A for 1 beat. Okay. And whenever I press pin 1, I don't want my icon to appear forever. I'm going to make it disappear after my note has played. So I'm going to pull out a blank LED block, pop it under the play tone low A block. Now let's test this out first. So whenever I press my banana or press the pin P1, Microbit should show me the music note icon and it will also play the tone low A before the note disappears. Let's try this. Okay, great, it works. Now, we're going to do things a bit more special. What if we want to change our note plate every time we press pin 1? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to vary my tone and I'm going to change the music note plate. Now, how exactly can we do this? If you were to click your music note low A and if you were to check the number representing low A, you will notice that for low A, it's represented by the number 220. Now, every music note for microbit is represented by a different number. Let's try a different note. Middle D, 294. High C, 523. Okay, so one way for us to change the music note is to change the number. And for this, we are able to add a formula. Okay, now I'm going to use low A as my basic starting block. Okay, and how I'm going to change the low A number is I'm going to assign a variable called sound to this number so that I can change it because variables can be changed. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable for my music tone and I'm going to match my variable to a number. Alright, so let's get started with that first. Go to variables, make a variable. I'm going to call it sound. Okay, now I'm going to drag this little sound variable into the low A button. Play tone sound for 1 beat. I haven't matched my sound to the number 220, which is low A. So let's do that. I'm just going to move my current code to the right. Now, I'm going to set an on start sound variable block. So on start, I'm going to set my sound to the low A value, which is 220. Okay. Now, wherever our microbit is connected and ready to go, our sound is automatically set to 220. When I press pin P1, my microbit will then show me the icon and play this sound 220 for 1 beat. Let's test this out first. Great, so now we have successfully assigned our sound variable to playtone, and we have also set our sound variable to low A music note. Okay, now here's the fun part. We are going to change the tone, increase the sound value so that we can change the tone whenever we press pin 1. Okay, so how we do this is to introduce a change variable block. Okay, so I'm going to go to variables, bring out my change sound block, pop it before the playtone block. Change sound by, I'm going to change this value to something higher so that I can really hear the difference in sound. I'm going to set about 100. Now let's test this out. So you notice every time I press pin P1, my sound is going to keep changing and increasing, okay? Now everyone, let's set a limit to this. We don't want the sound to keep increasing forever. We're going to set a limit up to a number of 1000, and then our sound is going to go back to low A, which is 220. So how to do this? We're going to make a conditional, logic, if and then, put it in front of your change sound block, okay? If you find this a bit tricky, it shouldn't look this way. What you can do is to pull out your change sound block, put it under the if then, and then we bring it into the pin P1 press block under the show icon. Okay, now this is how we can introduce the condition if more than or equal to 100. Go to logic, pull out any comparison block. We're going to change the sign anyway. Now, if my sound increases until it's more than or equal to 1000, then what I'm going to do is reset my sound back to 220, which is low A. So I'm just going to go back to variables, pull out the set sound block, set it back to 220. Easy. Okay, now let's test this out. There we go. So once our value hits over 1000 or equals to that, it will automatically be reset back to low A, which is 220. Okay, so this is a very simple code for your Fruit keyboard. The only way for you to really try it out effectively is to download your code and put it into your microbit that's part of the music setup. Okay, but of course, if you don't have this setup, it's fine. You can still code for it here and just play with your pin P1. Okay, now, since we're doing a home-based lesson for this topic, okay, please download your code or take a photo of this entire code and upload it to your eCampus course so that I can check. All right? Have fun with your code. You can also play with the different numbers to see what other sounds you get, or you can change an icon to begin with. Okay? See you!